Alright, hello and welcome to this episode of Roll Performance, the first full-on episode that isn't beta, isn't testing. We should be just about good. Last we left all of our players, we had found out that there was a town around what initially was believed to be a bird bath, but is actually the Fountain of Blessings. The town is buried, and the most they were able to find was the top of a 3-story building, the bird bath of which is taller than that. One character had figured out that there was, or they were at the edge of the roof, and the others were starting to uncover the fountain, and that is where we are starting. So, Jay was on top of the roof. Arcris and Noric were starting to dig at the fountain that was exposed. And I believe Corin and Gario were just doing examinations.
I was up at the roof as well.
Okay, so Corin is also on the roof.
I don't know about anybody else, but we need to really watch what we're doing with the nice hole over there. Just saying.
What hole?
I'm sorry, I could have sworn we just knocked a hole in the roof. Could have sworn.
Yes.
I just continue digging
Okay.
by the fountain.
Are you using prestidigitation or physically digging?
I'm down and dirty, probably physically digging.
Okay.
That's what she said.
You were using prestidigitation. You decided to stow the axe and just do it by hand because it would be faster. You do hear something kind of cave in over by where Jay and Gario and Corin are starting to gather. Noric next to you, now figuring out about the hole as well.
You said that a noise was made, because if a noise was made, I believe Norik would want to go over and take a look for himself.
Yes.
Okay, then I will go over and join them and be probably up to my hands and knees at one point, just to get a better look.
Okay. Arcus, are you going to continue your digging?
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking for treasure.
Okay.
This is it. This is it. Big weird statue in the ground. Hidden mysteries. Let's go.
Not only that, Arcus, being a part of the Merchants Guild, you also know that the information of where a buried town is, if not worth its weight in gold, is at least worth its weight in silver.
I shall take the information. Can I actually I don't have pen and paper, do I? Can I just have a mental note for Arcris at this point? Just
oh yeah, you know the direction, you know exactly how much time it should take. You would be able to give approximate, a little better than what Philippe did, and he was at least able to get you there. Noric, as you crawl over and peer down the hole, you see what was a bell tower. You don't see what's at the bottom. But any of the banisters holding up the bell and everything like that have long since broken. Either the bell was taken or the bell is resting at the bottom of the tower there.
Go ahead, Jen.
You say that it is dark down in the hole?
Yes. The only sunlight coming through it is from behind you.
Okay, I would like to take a small coin out of my satchel. I'm going to cast light on it, and then I'm going to toss it into the hole.
What's the range on that? 60 feet?
Bright light for 20-foot radius, dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Just spell range.
Oh. Touch.
Okay, so it doesn't have to stay within 60 feet of you once you light it up, as long as you're concentrating, it's lit up? Okay. So,
Correct.
you take the little coin, you speak the spell name backwards, and you just kind of flick it into the hole, and it tumbles down, and it eventually becomes a small little pinprick, and you can barely see it at the bottom, but it is there, and it is something is reflecting the light.
Ah, well, that's quite a long way down, isn't it?
Okay. Besides Norik and Jay, where are Gario and Corin standing exactly?
I'm
As they
with
would,
everybody.
You're with everybody?
No.
You're staying away from everybody? I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Okay. And Corin?
Once the hole was revealed, I would have been taking my rope out and walking over to the fountain because I'm planning on climbing down in there. So I'm going to be tying my rope to the giant stone thing sticking out of the ground.
Okay. How long is the rope?
I have 50 feet. I'd be asking anybody who has extra, hey, can I borrow your rope?
Okay. You also know that Arcris is working around that, so you do have to kind of work around him.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. So Arcris, he comes over, clank, 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 over top of you. You just kind of shift over, dig a little bit to the side of what you're doing as he ties the rope around. He brings the rope back, and it makes it about... You've got about 10 feet of rope you can dangle down in the hole.
Okay. I'm going to look at everybody else and ask, all right, who all has rope so we can try and get down in there?
Okay. Let's see. I need everybody but Arcris and Gario to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Don't I have a disadvantage?
Does your heavy armor give you disadvantage? No. Does heavy armor give disadvantage for dex saving throws, or is that just stealth checks?
That's stealth. It's just stealth.
Okay.
I mean, I had a dirty 20.
I know this. I went from a rogue to a cleric.
Okay.
I know this.
22.
Okay.
11.
Ooh. So, you all hear a loud crack of splintering wood and falling debris. Corin and Jay instantly grab onto the rope that has been tied to the fountain as the roof starts to crumble in and the stand starts to fall. Little Norik, however, does not quite make it as he leaps to try and grab either the rope or one of you and falls down into the hole after his glowing coin.
Did I try doing athletics to try and catch him?
If you let go of the rope, you fall in.
I know, but I was hoping where I'm such a buff ass elf, I might be able to hold on with one arm and try and grab him.
No, if you let go of the rope, you fall in. You could choose to try and dive in after him and be a body shield.
My lovely DM, may I make a request? Would I be able to quickly remove the rope of climbing that I have and use its command word to tell it to tie off to something?
Okay, you take the rope of climbing out and you quickly tell it to latch on. Unfortunately, the rope of climbing only moves 10 feet every 6 seconds. So it rolls out and does not latch onto anything in time. You take 11 points of damage as you finally come to rest. Luckily in a giant pile of sand, but it's still not a great landing. And you slide down and come to rest next to your glowing coin and a tarnished bell.
Little man is down for the count.
The light that is at the bottom, Corin and Jay, has gone out. And it is now pitch black again down there.
And I can't let go of either arm at all.
You can climb up to safety, but if you let go, you're decently strong. At this point, you'd be able to, but at the time of when he was falling, you were flailing as both debris and sand was rushing by you.
Is Jay above me or below me on the rope?
We're gonna say above you, because Jay is more acrobatic, so he would have made more of a leap.
I'm going to climb up the rope.
Okay, it doesn't take you much distance to climb up to get to more solid sand. As you climb up, more sand falls down, kind of onto Corin, like water would flow down.
Yeah, I'm climbing up as fast as I can, and as I am, I'm yelling, "Rope! Rope! Now!"
Okay. By the way, Norik, the rope has finally attached to the bell.
Gee, thanks.
You told it to attach, and it finally found something to attach to.
Everything about this is my favorite so far.
Am I able
Arcus,
to...
hold on. Arcus and Gario make perception checks. What did I get? What do you get? I mean, 8?
8.
Okay.
25.
Arcus, you're surprised that this has happened. You're a little shaken. You're holding on to the rope by the fountain just to be sure. Gario, however, you notice that the trouble isn't over. The sand's starting to shift.
Shift is in what way?
Shift as in towards the hole. It's starting to become a sinkhole.
Okay. I'm gonna start pulling the rope
Okay.
quickly.
So you head
Like,
over.
not try to pull the rope out of the hole, but trying to help them get up faster and out of the hole.
All right. So you're going over to them.
No. No, no, no.
If you're going to help them pull them, you do need to be by them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The
unless
rope-
you're going to, you can run to where Arcris is and start to pull, but the sand will have
Yeah.
already started to shift.
So they're shifting from the fountain towards the hole.
Yes. You hear now. Everybody can hear the building is starting to buckle. There are very loud grindings and creaking noises.
The entire time I'm climbing, frantically yelling for them to grab more rope. And yelling, just basically yelling to them all about how Norik has fallen. They're unconscious at least.
Okay.
Gario, can I have your shoes, your sand shoes, your board? Let me see it.
I throw it to
Write
her.
it down there.
Okay.
One of the two of us has to do it.
Okay,
I don't think
Arcris.
we're gonna get out of this.
Arcris, I need an acrobatics check.
I'm going to bonus action give him inspiration.
Okay. So you look over to this human male who is grabbing this board, looking at the hole with determination as the sand is starting to shift, and you just kind of go, "Good luck." And Arcus, you feel a little luckier. That is a
What does
D6,
that
correct?
do?
You get a D6 to add to the roll if you so choose.
Can I add
Yes.
it to my roll now?
You absolutely can.
Oh, please. 17?
Okay. You take the board, you don't stand on it, you absolutely grab it. You're holding the handles, they're like the footholds but with your hand as much as you can, or more so the edge. You've got your knees on it and you're just going down it, and the entire time you're going, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea.
Why am I doing this?
You go down into the hole and you catch air. And everything seems to slow down for a bit. You bounce off a banister, bounce off another, and another. You take a total of 8 damage from just the impacts off of the banisters, but you are ping-ponging around enough that it does bleed off the inertia. It's not fun. It is jarring. You're pretty sure your entire body is going to make you pay for this later. But you make it down there only taking that much damage. Are you...
Am I by Norik?
Are you still standing?
Yes, I actually am still standing.
Okay.
Barely still, but still standing.
On very wobbly legs, on very hurting knees, you manage to stand up from the board. You see little Norik passed out, the rope of climbing next to him attached to this tarnished bell. The sand is falling almost on top of him, starting to make a small pile.
I pull Norik out and I just start looking through their shit, seeing if I can find a health potion, something, because I've got jack.
Are you also
I cannot do anything for this.
Are you going to grab the rope?
Yes.
Okay. Norik, do you have
Yes, I'm
any...
taking with the bell.
Yeah. The bell is... like, you could crawl inside of the bell. You and Norik could crawl inside of this bell.
Is the bell heavy?
Yes.
I can't pull it. I lie, and I don't know the off word for this rope.
Okay.
Fuck. No, I'm just gonna pull Norik.
Okay.
I personally don't know that word.
Okay. So, you grab Norik, you look up, and there's not really a way for you to climb up as the building is starting to buckle. The only thing that seems to be around you is sand, falling debris, and the bell.
I'll just go inside the bell then.
You're gonna crawl inside the bell?
For safety, if it's all coming down.
Okay. So, well, he
I
crawls...
pull Norik too, please.
Oh yeah,
Please
you
don't
take
let me
Norik.
forget the
No,
little
you
man.
take Norik. You take Norik. I'm not going to be...
say that.
I'm not that cruel of a DM. You do take Norik into the bell with you. Jay and Corin and Gario, what do you all do while the sand is starting to shift down into that hole and the debris is coming down and the walls are starting to break?
Has anybody been listening and given me their rope?
I'm up by the
I
fountain.
did not.
And it depends on how long you've been climbing and how far you were down.
He's almost to safety.
Okay. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. I'm gonna get killed. I'm probably gonna need an acrobatic check for do this. So I'm gonna sprint over, jump over them, basically swan diving down the hole. It's like, sorry guys, no way of going up, and then I'm gonna catch the rope on the way down, tie off more. So basically I'm gonna stop myself as I'm going down the rope, tie on more rope, my 50 feet, I'm gonna keep going down.
Does that 50 feet reach the bottom?
Oh boy. He has to catch the rope first. Are you holding on to the rope as you're doing the swan dive, or are you literally going to swan dive and then catch the rope?
Now there's a question, because I have people in my way on the first, let's say, 10 feet.
Basically, if you wanted to, instead of a swan dive, you could run along the rope past them and then grab the rope as the sand is starting to come down.
I like it.
Okay. I'm just gonna need a strength check then to make sure you hold on to the rope.
Dirty 20.
Okay, that's more than enough. You manage to get down, you get to the end of the rope, you swing a little bit and come back to the wall, which uncomfortably buckles away from you as you put your weight against it, giving you a, that's not good, kind of thought process. Now how are you going to tie the rope with one hand?
I'm a climber. It's called a one-handed bowling. It takes like 3.5 seconds.
Okay.
What kind of roll you want for that one, Boyle? Don't mess with a Boy Scout. We know how to do this.
Sleight of hand?
I'll allow a sleight of hand or just a regular dexterity check for the speed of which you're doing it and the fact that you already know it.
That's both the same thing. 16.
Okay. Yep. It takes you 3.8 seconds. You're a little slow on it, but you are able to get it tied off. You see the end of the rope go towards the bottom. Now I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Now this I feel okay about. 15.
Okay. The wall suddenly starts applying pressure back to your feet, and then it starts to push you, and you see a crack literally forming between your feet as the outside of this temple bell tower breaks, and a flood of sand comes in. You hear at the bottom as the debris comes down to the sand starts to land, just loud ringing coming off of the bell as it's hit. Arcris, it's almost deafening. Norik is sleeping through it.
At this point, I'm probably doing anything I can to get the most comfortable.
Okay.
Whether it be plugging my ears, whatnot.
Norik, go ahead and after all of this, make your first death saving throw.
Do we have any idea if that rope's reaching the bottom?
Gario got to look for a moment before the wall came crumbling in. He's still holding on, and there is still rope. It did make it to the bottom, but now the bottom is getting to be a lot closer to him.
Okay, I want to just slide down the rope.
You're just fireman sliding down?
I'm going to keep, try and avoid slamming into him, but I know I'm the one that probably has the best chance of being able to carry Norik back up the rope.
Now, you know there's a bunch of sand starting to move, so you're going to have to not only fight the sand that's falling. What did you make, Norik?
Wrong button. Not 20, baby.
Okay. Arcris, as you're cradling Norik, making sure that he's safe, he suddenly wakes up and just... Norik, you're in a dark place, and things are getting darker, and there are loud sounds around you, and suddenly the bell is hit again, and another ear-splitting ring goes out.
Can we still see the bell?
It is starting to become buried.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get as low as I can, and I just want to try and get down there as fast as possible.
Okay, so first an athletics check to get down to where Gario is. While he's doing that, Jay, what are you doing?
Honestly, I'm just getting up to the top and standing on top of the fountain.
Okay.
25.
All right, so you managed to get to where Gario is, no problem. Arcris, would you like to do a perception check?
Sure. Wait, let me double check. Oh no, that's definitely a 6.
Everything is very loud, everything is very disorienting. You're not exactly sure if there is a way out at this moment in time. Alright. Now, Corin, how are you going to get past Gario? You're just going to try and climb on the other side of the rope, which would put you literally in a sand waterfall? Because I will say right now, the rope is being buffeted by the sand.
How high are we?
You're still about 40 feet above where the bell is.
56.
Don't
Yeah,
think of
I
it in
don't
math
have
terms.
skill. What?
Don't think of it in math terms. Just think of it as a character.
I'm going to try and do something very, very dumb. I'm going to try and let go and fall right past him and try and grab the rope again. Because I've got armored gloves on to help avoid friction burns on my hands.
Alright, athletics check. Now, this is going to be rather difficult because, like I said, the rope is being buffeted by the sand. There is a chance the rope won't even be where you're going.
Yep. 18.
You let go, and you go to catch the rope, and the rope is gone, leaving you falling in a mire of sand. Just about 10 feet above where the bell is. The rope smacks you in the face, and you quickly just instinctively grab it with both hands.
Great.
You are, however, flailing wildly as the sand is moving the rope in every which direction. Your armor's getting sandlogged.
That's fine. I'm only 10 feet.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just dropping down. I just wanted to stop that momentum.
On the bell or away from the bell?
Towards the bell.
So towards the bell, but not on it.
Actually, you know what? Let's try and land on the bell.
Okay.
No, actually, no. Right next to it.
You need to choose one, man. You've changed it 3 times now.
Right next to it.
Is that your final
next to
answer? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Gario, what you see as this high elf decides he wants to stop living and lets go of the rope. It catch himself right before it ends, and then he just decides to drop down with the rest of the sand and debris. You then see him just simply disappear into the sand. You see the bell from the part where it was hung up. That starts to go down. The opening tips up. You see Norik and Arcris at the bottom, and then you just see them sink and start disappearing, following wherever Corin went.
Is the magical rope still tied to the bell?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything under the sand that is stable enough that I could tie the rope to while still being tied to the bell?
You can't see anything under the sand. The sand has now covered the entirety of what would be the floor.
Copy. So, dark vision. I'm talking about in the air. Obviously, I can tell the rope was to the bell because that was the last command given. Well, actually, I would just...
You see a rope connected to it, and that's what Norik had, was the magical rope.
So what I'm asking is, obviously the sand is pummeling the area.
Yes.
But is there something above the area that I could tie the bell to?
Not really. The banisters that the bell was connected to are already broken and snapped.
Then...
Actually, as you look up at those banisters, you notice that they're starting to go too.
You're killing me, Smalls.
If you don't move, the roof is coming down.
Great!
Where's the horse?
Oh, Flint took the hell off. He's not gone, but he is at least 100 feet from the edge of the fountain, like on the opposite side of this hole and everything like that. He's happily munching grass. He wishes there was some water around, but otherwise seems fine.
Smarter than all the dumb people in the hole.
He's got better hearing. He heard something was going on and went, nay.
Boo, level 3000.
Can I try to get it back to the... can I try to get it back to the fountain?
Yeah, go ahead. You could go up to it and you could do an animal handling check.
Is he still upstairs?
He was on the fountain, and now he's going the complete opposite direction of this new sinkhole.
That's smart.
10.
The horse does not want to seem to go where the natural disaster is happening. It's not trying to attack you. It's not being rough with you besides a few snorts. It's just going, no. Mm-mm. There's dumb stuff happening over there. I'm not being a part of it.
That's a big 10 nope good, buddy. So, question of the day then, from my perspective. So, you're saying that near/around the bell, is there another hole forming that's giving way? Or you're just talking about the bell and them, they're just getting covered?
It looks more like they're sinking because the The bell is substantial. It should not be disappearing this fast with the amount of sand pouring in.
Copy. I'm gonna get as close to as I can to the pouring in sand, without going relatively anywhere near it. And I'm gonna punch the ground as hard as I can.
So are you trying to break more of the wall?
Is it the wall? I'm thinking the floor. Or are you saying the
You're not
sand
near
pulling
the
in from the
floor.
wall?
You're still 40 feet from the floor.
Oh.
You didn't really move much as Corin did his little acrobatics around you. If
Oh.
you want to go down, you absolutely can.
Well, that was what I originally thought, because I said I was going to tie on the rope and then keep going.
You said you were going to, but you hadn't gotten to that point, so I didn't want to move
Word.
you and then screw you over. In
Word.
case, the ceiling comes down.
I'm going to... valid. Too late character. Going down.
Okay, so you are going down. So
Yes.
you see the ceiling go down and you're like, oh, okay. And you move down the rope. You're trying to connect to the rope of climbing?
So I'm trying to decide that. So what I want to do is tie the rope. Tell the rope. Now, how much rope of climbing is there? How much?
100 feet.
50 feet.
No, it is 100 feet. It turns into 50 feet when you tell it to knot itself.
Yeah.
If it's already tied off to the bell, wouldn't it only be 50?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just because you tell it to tie to something, knot itself is like those climbing ropes in gym class that has a knot every foot so that you can get to the ceiling.
Noted. Apologies.
Okay. So thought process is I want to command the rope to now. Assumably, you told me that 100 feet of rope can tie to the fountain and can go to the floor, right?
Yes, you are already at the floor.
Okay. If there's 100 feet of that magical rope, now here's the question, because this was never answered. Can I tie off both ends of the rope?
Yes, you could tie the magical rope to another rope.
Okay. I want the magical rope still tied to the bell to go up and attach itself to the fountain.
It will not make it to the fountain. It'll make it to where you tied your rope. Oh, no, it is 100 feet. You're right.
I was going to say, my math is
No,
a
no,
little
no, no,
worried
no.
right now.
No. I failed math class. I didn't, but see, because I didn't care. All right, you tell the rope to, and it starts to move. The problem is you only see the end that's connected to the bell. The other end is starting to move from under the sand, and it moves from that end first and goes like the snake in the snake game. And it seems to be moving at a sluggish pace due to being obstructed by the sand.
I am going then, because I have a torch and a way of lighting it. I'm gonna flint steel a torch real quick and light the place up.
So you're going to let go, or are you letting go of the rope? Do you have it like clenched between your thighs? Are you still somewhat on your rope, or are you just getting on the sand that is moving?
I am getting on the ground. I'm trying to find a better place to stand on, but yes, the concept is to if I have to let go of the rope, and then light a torch and then see what's around.
If you do let go of the rope, give me an acrobatics check to see if you are swept away with the floor or not.
15 plus 6, 21.
No, you seem to have found a little bit of footing. Arcris and Norik, as this bell is starting to sink down into the sand slowly, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to brace yourselves? Are you going to try to get out?
I'm checking something real quick. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Arcus, some apologies. I don't really have any good magic for this. Best I could say is hold on tight to whatever we can think that would hold tight.
Hey, can you read direct messages that I sent you?
Discord, I have to pull up the app. Basically, any messages I get, I do have to pull up the app.
Is there a better way for me to send stuff that I don't want others to?
You just have to let me know. Just say, hey, check messages or something like that.
Hey, check messages.
Okay.
So
Got
So
it.
gone, or can I try and swim through the sand? Like,
Can I do
No, you are
something
gone.
since he asked me something and it's for characters? So cool. I'm actually going. Norik's not gonna like this. Pull out my backpack and I pull out my extra traveler's clothes, my extra leather armor, and my rope. My 50-foot rope.
Okay.
And I start bundling Norik and tying Norik till they can't move. So if they were to hit, covered.
So basically,
Patched. And I hold this person like a baby.
So
and that's what we're doing.
So basically, you're making kind of an egg drop container, except for a halfling.
I only have enough for a halfling, and it's double their size. It's perfect. Not for me. I have nothing for me, and I am in medium breastplate.
Okay.
So I am all the cushion this person's gonna need.
Okay, Norik. As you tell this person to hold on and brace themselves, instead you see them let go, pull out a pack, and start scrabbling, grabbing all their stuff, and you're being very quickly swaddled in everything like this. He's very obviously noticed that you're still hurt and is deciding, you know what, I have to do this.
Can I also put my own do I have the time to put my own breastplate on so they're in it as well?
To take off your breastplate and then put it on them would be an accumulative 2 minutes.
No problem. I just wanted to double check. But everything else I'm pretty. That's what I'm going to do.
That wasn't the message I was talking about, but
yeah. So Corin, we'll get to you in just a second. Gario,
15.
Yes, the horse does start to go towards the fountain, but they only seem to want to go as far as the fountain. What was I saying? Gario, you light up your torch. Everything starts to get brighter. You notice Arcris is bundling Norik. The bell is barely visible now. The rope has reached your rope and is starting to twine up it slowly. If you tell it to not now, it will. So that at least it's attached in case something happens to them or wherever they go.
I like it.
Grab the rope, Arcus.
Is it close enough that I can,
Close enough that you can what? Or are you gonna
tie the reins to the rope?
Yes, you can.
And then, I'll have the horse start.
So, you're taking the rope off of the fountain?
Yes.
Okay. So, a lot of things happen at once. For Arcris and Norik, the bell gives a jolt, and it's kind of that you have 3 seconds to hold on kind of thing. So, Arcris, are you going to take an arm and try and hold on to...
Am I done? Because
yes,
if it's possible, I will grab onto something or try to.
So you
but
clutch
if
the
it
half...
wasn't possible, I wasn't going to make myself.
No, you did. So you clutch the half close to you. You hold on to the rope connecting the bell. Gario, the rope you're holding onto seems to get a little loose for a little while. The bell starts to go down, and as you look, the rope is starting to move down. And Jay, you see the horse start to be dragged through the sand towards the sinkhole. It is trying as hard as it can to pull, but it cannot handle whatever is at the end of it.
What's so heavy on the end of this? There's only like, what, 4 of you?
Gario has attached basically a 1-ton brass bell.
Yes, but Jay didn't know that.
That is correct. The horse is getting much closer to the sinkhole.
Release.
Are you telling the horse to release? What are you...
Isn't that the command word for the rope?
Okay. Gario, it suddenly feels a lot more stable. Arcris and Norik, the rope you're holding onto suddenly feels a lot looser. And instead of the bell going and swinging down the hole, it just plummets. Corin, you sit up, you cough up some sand, you look around, you seem to be in a old sanctuary. There are some broken pews, there is a pulpit. It's mostly covered in sand, but this area seems to be empty. You kind of look around, and as you look up, you see a bell coming towards you. You go, oh shit! You roll out of the way as boom, it lands down. But because of the sand, because of the padding and everything like that, Arcris and Norik are no worse for wear, if not going to probably puke. The bell then, as it comes down, then onto its side, spilling its contents as well as you guys over with it.
I'm hopping up as fast as I can and making my way over to the bell to check on them. So just
Okay.
So nothing's
Oi,
happened
hold on.
in the fall at all for either of us. So
Correct.
neither of us got banged up. Nothing. Okay.
Correct.
I just crawl out. And I'm like, I need a break.
All right. Speaking of people who can't get a break, Gario. As you see this bell go down, the rope disappearing, you then decide to look up because you either have to go down or go up, and the ceiling seems to be on its very last legs.
Can I get the horse out and
You could cut the rope, cut the reins. You could try and pull the rope up with it to get it to move.
I'm just going to cut the reins.
Okay. You cut the reins, and Gario, just as you're about to make your decision on what you're going to do, the ceiling starts coming down, and the rope gives way, and you go on another sandslide adventure.
Whee!
Because there is an ample amount of sand at the bottom, you don't take any damage. You narrowly avoid busting your ass into a million pieces on the bell. And then you hear a loud crash, and the sand stops falling as the roof forms kind of a lid over the hole that you guys came in.
Do I still have my torch?
It has fallen with you, but it has gone dark because of the fall.
Now, is it dark, or is it dark vision dark?
There's embers coming off of the torch, so you can at least see where that is. But for anybody who doesn't have dark vision down there, it is pitch black. For those who do have dark vision, you can see about 2 feet. It's not much.
So dark.
Very. There is no light.
Copy.
Yeah.
So, just for clarification, we're sealed into whatever this bottom, I'm assuming bottom floor is right now.
Yes.
Can I walk over and relight the torch?
Yes. What cantrip did you
Almost
take?
have to take the marker. Control flames.
With the little bit of embers that are there, you are able to relight the torch with control flames if you so choose to.
Sure.
Okay.
Keeps me from having to dig out a tinderbox.
So
And
Corin walks over, grabs the torch, he waves his hand and mutters a magic incantation, and suddenly there's light.
What's in the room?
You see...
a horse.
What was about the horse?
Nate's asking me a question.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I know what was asked. So you see broken pews, a few of them still kind of standing, but most of the wood has rotted. Any padding that was on them has long since deteriorated. There's stained glass windows that are completely and totally dark, but still standing. Most of the room seems to be somewhat intact, except for the just the effect of time on it and the bell that has taken up residence in the middle of it.
How big is this room?
Pretty substantial. About 100 feet wide and about 500 feet long. Think like
And how
cathedral area. Even though you guys probably should be dead from it, it's about 100 feet. No, it's about 300 feet, I should say. Sorry, up from the top. There was just a lot of sand at the bottom.
Perfect. And you said there were broken pews?
Yes.
I'm lighting one of the bitches on fire.
Okay. So you take a little bit of the flame from the torch and you throw it on one of the pews. It lights. It doesn't seem that it's going to stay lit long.
It's more like I'm looking around for anything that looks like candles or oil lamps.
Okay. While he's doing that, Arcris, Norik, Gario, how are you enjoying your new surroundings?
Pitch black, right?
No, it is now lit. There was a torch, and now an entire pew is on fire. So you can see a good chunk of the room.
Are there any treasures that I can see?
Churches usually have donation boxes.
Even I am not broad enough to steal from a church.
Sure, you're not.
Hey, it's an empty town. It is an empty town. Nobody's used. Who's coming back for this stuff?
Arcris.
I have a family.
Arcris.
Shush.
Arcus, official merchant rules, if 100 years has passed and there is nobody to lay claim to it, it is not considered anything other than archaeology.
I look over to Norik. How long has this been a dead town?
Would that be something I know, Hazen?
From the book, the last known people to live there was about 111 years ago.
Oh yeah, I totally start looking then.
Okay. Where do you want to start? There is a pulpit up on top where you're sure the sermons would be taught. There is a baptismal tub in the back. There are a few doors, one on each side of the pulpit in the back, about 40 feet across from each other.
Can I
apart from each other.
check? I'll check the pulpit first. My main goal is the doors.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming one of those is like an office. But I have to go by the pulpit anyway, I'm assuming.
You check the pulpit, you see a few old scrolls. Those just have pewter holding them together as the handles. There are a few...
Are they worth anything?
The pewter might be worth a couple copper. The scrolls on them, you'd have to check. There are offering plates that seem to be made of silver, about 4 of them.
Repeat, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
The scrolls might be worth some copper. It more or less depends on the contents of them. There seems to be about 4 offering plates made of silver. Or at least there's silver on the outside.
Okay, is there anything else around?
In the pulpit? No. You see there is a baptismal tub in the back with a staircase that goes off somewhere behind the sermon room. Obviously, people would be taken from outside the room and brought in instead of being taken up the side of it into the tub. And then there are the 2 doors on the side.
I'm gonna check one of the doors.
Okay. Which one, left or right?
Left.
Okay. As Arcris goes to that door and Corin is looking for anything to help light the place up more, what are Gario and or Norik doing?
Gario first.
I was about to say ladies first, but that doesn't work at this position.
It doesn't work in the entire campaign so far.
So the place is lit up.
Oh, that does remind me of something though.
I don't like it when you say that.
It shouldn't be anything bad. Arcris, what was previously discussed, did that happen?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Probably during the whole swandling bell fall, because I did cover every inch of Norik.
Yeah.
In case anything got hit.
Speaking of Norik, As Arcris was covering you, you noticed two things. When his hair went down over his very feminine face, he looked extremely female. And another thing is, as he was working on you, what's your passive perception?
13.
You couldn't help but notice Arcris has cleavage.
Okay.
Just something that is now in Norik's mind as something that could be a bit odd.
Noted.
I'm strutting my stuff to that door, bam.
Yep.
Go.
Gario, as you were saying.
So how much can I see? Because I want to do a perception check. So with a knowing that I come from, protecting libraries and stuff and having very little knowledge, but I would still understand that we're in a damn cathedral, right?
Oh, that part is quite obvious.
I was making sure because I remember I've got an intelligence of 11. I am not that smart.
Mm-hmm.
I want to roll a perception. I want to look for one of two things: discerning symbols, and I want to make sure that nothing on the stained glass is cracking.
Okay. As for the stained glass, it seems to be holding quite well. You look and it is a very interesting thing. It's elven glass with dwarven metalworking holding the glass together. It is some of the best stuff you can get, which is interesting for a town in the middle of bumfuck nowhere melting pot.
Uh-huh. So, what about all those symbols?
Symbolism-wise, this seems to be a very common kind of cathedral where the pantheon is more worshipped than anyone else. So it's not dedicated specifically.
Copy. So it's just a group god worshipping church.
Basically.
Copy. I want to go to the altar.
Okay. So you go to the altar after Arcris has looked through it, and you see the offering plates, because I don't believe Arcris took those, and you see...
Oh, no, I did take those.
Okay, so
I'm
no.
sorry, I did take those.
There are no offering plates left due to Arcris. They are now in his bag. You do notice scrolls.
Anything discerning about the scrolls? Markings, legends, anything?
You have to open them to see.
Were those
They're-
just pewter scrolls?
What was rolling them up, the two parts that you would open, those were pewter. It's paper otherwise.
Oh, no, I picked everything up. I don't.
Oh,
it
you took the
wasn't-
pewter skulls.
No, I took
Nope.
everything I could fit.
Never mind, there's nothing in the pulpit.
None. I'm sorry. Talk to Arcus? I don't know.
You did,
I mean,
however. What's your
first of all,
passive
would I have
perception?
seen her just walk off with everything?
What's your passive perception?
16?
Yes. Arcris
Yeah.
went behind the pulpit, stuffed his bag, and then is now moving on.
I want to check the altar specifically for any... I don't know how to put this. Anything odd.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
11.
Nothing seems to be overly odd about it. No, there doesn't seem to be anything that you notice.
Okay, next available, I'm going to continue investigation.
Okay. So we'll move on to Norik.
I will say at this point I feel like I'm wrapped up like one of the papooses.
Oh, you are still wrapped up, yes. You have not been released.
Yeah, no, I totally forgot. Whoops.
While being really warm in the sand is a little grating, given that it's made to be kind of an egg drop thing, you're completely fine. In fact, it's almost comforting if it weren't for the sand in the dire situation. Like being being wrapped up before being held by mother again.
It's being swathed all over again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured too. It's like I imagine that he's kind of rolled out of the bell and maybe he's kind of like on his side. It's like, well, I'm good to go, but if someone could unwrap me, if anybody needs healing, I can handle that. Wow, this is quite a large church.
The part that you could see, you could only really see the side of it and kind of up to the ceiling. You try your best to roll, but the sand is a bit of an incline, and to risk not rolling over your face, you can't move too much.
I yell from the pew, hey, night buddy, use that controlled flames. You were looking for something to light on fire. She's full of rope. Just light the entire thing up.
But yes.
I have intelligence of 11. I'm not that smart.
Corin, the little healer that helped you so well the previous day, is now wrapped up as if she were to be a spider's meal. Or he were to be a spider's meal.
I am more worried about getting us light because without it, we're blind. I'm just going to, as I'm walking around looking for something, scoop him up in one arm and just continue walking.
Norik, you are the very definition of pocket healer.
Manhandling the halfling now.
You are allowed to attempt a dexterity check in order to wriggle free.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
I will attempt it, but can I do a perception check first?
Yes, but you can only perceive in the direction that Corin is holding you.
With the direction he's holding me, do I see all of us that are in the area? That is what I wanted to know.
No, Corin is currently searching along the walls and everything like that in order to find sconces. So far, Corin, you're turning up nothing.
I'm going to control flame the fire over onto another pew.
Okay.
Because we have plenty of room to fill with smoke.
Yes, the room is actually... Smoke is pouring off of these, and it's starting to collect in the ceiling into a cloud.
Fine, it's still high enough up, we should have a while. And I'm heading up towards the altar.
Okay, now you can see everyone, Norik.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where's Jay?
That's
And then come down the hole.
And now, go ahead, sorry. I'll let you finish this.
I kind of look down at the ground, and then I look up. At this point, I think he's having a vacation.
Well, I don't suppose I'd be able to thaumaturgy a message up there to reach him. Darn. Oh well, he'll start
No loud noises, please.
wriggling.
That might shake the hole loose again, and I'd rather not be filtered by sound down here as well.
Did you say a dex save, Hazen?
Dexterity check.
Still the same thing. 17, please.
Okay. You shake, wriggle, and eventually work yourself loose to the point where you kind of plop out onto the sand, but you are free.
So honestly, I'll brush myself. I was like, now then, is anybody hurt?
Believe you and our... I kind of look towards where Arcus is going to the door. The archaeologist, and I kind of finger quote in the air, are the only ones who actually sustain much damage.
Well, Arcus, come. We both need a quick moment, I suppose.
I actually... I'm like at the door at this point, right?
Yes.
Can I just open the door? Be there in a sec.
You grab the handle, you shake it, and the lock seems to still be in place.
I go try and open the door.
Well, real quick, Jay, as this has been transpiring underground, what are you doing?
Well, I am continuing my day.
Brad, mute your mic. Thank you. You're going to be digging. There are a few.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, but not where the thing just fell down.
Yeah, no. There are a few different buildings that have been exposed. One of them, it looks to be the top of a broken granary. The other one, you're not sure what the building is. You know, with the granary, it used to have a windmill because there is still half of one of the arms of it there. But if you were to try and go down that, if the pole in the middle isn't there, it's going to be a straight plummet.
I'm just going to take my time and slowly make what I refer to as a ramp.
Okay. For which one? The granary-looking building, the other building, or are you going to try and make a ramp with the current... You said you're not trying to mess with the currently existing hole?
I'm staying away from it.
Okay.
Do you want me to make an intelligence check or something to try to figure out another spot on that building that maybe not?
You can try with the just common architecture of cathedrals.
$18, was that intelligence?
Yes.
18 plus 2, so dirty.
Okay. You think that if you dig enough, you should be able to find either a roof access point that would lead to some sort of attic or a tower that is connected to the attic. Those are common in cathedrals. They would be separate from where the bell tower is.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. I have to remember to look at the camera. I'm a bad streamer. All right, so you're going to go ahead and dig that. Give me... Are you using prestidigitation?
Yes.
Okay, so that's just going to take you a little bit of time instead of a check. All right, so back to Arcris, who is trying the door, and Norik, I believe, is about to cast a spell.
Yes.
All right.
I don't bite that hard, I promise.
It's not that you bite hard, I'm just trying to do something for my job. And I'm studying this door if there's any weak spots. Can I just hack the lock?
Okay, investigation check.
Would my axe be locked? Would my axe be mad?
You could do an investigation check, or you could insight the axe.
They're both the same modifier anyway.
What would Arcris do?
Can I insight the axe first?
You can insight the axe, yes.
Here's what I want to
Or
see
you
if
could
I can
ask it.
figure out. Arcris pulls out the axe,
Okay.
looks back to the group, is like, do you happen to smell any treasure? Well, not smell, but feel any treasure nearby?
The
I
mouth splits, the tongue lolls to the side, and it goes, hunger. As you promised 4 days ago to feed it, and still have not.
I pull out some gold. Sorry, just I forgot. But this is what I'm also trying to look for you as well. Do you sense anything?
You pull out a handful of gold, and like at a petting zoo with, say, like a giraffe or something like that, it eats the gold out of your hand. It crunches on it. It's not a wonderful sound whatsoever. It's a very sloppy eater. Just but after gulping down a handful of gold, it you could say mark 15 gold off your thing. You also in the future can use things like the offering plates.
I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure which would have been better, the gold or the offering plates with this like silver.
You could always try.
I wasn't sure.
It'll let you know when it doesn't want to eat something. Gold is always a safe bet. After that, it takes about 15 seconds to just revitalize and goes, "Force unrelenting." And the mouth starts to open and form an arcane ball, which you know what it is. You have done this before.
I turn the axe around.
Okay.
I don't want that facing me.
Remember how you said it worked. So it forms the arcane ball, but the ball just stays there hovering in the air.
I take the axe and axe, I throw it like the ball up and bat it.
Is this with the flat of the blade?
Yes.
Okay, so this axe out of this mouth forms an arcane energy ball. Any certain coloration or stylization to your magic?
Let's go with pink.
Okay, so this
It's pretty and pink.
This pink ball with pink lightning crackling around it, or well, pink energy that looks like lightning crackling around it forms. It lobs up into the air. She turns the blade so that it's like a tennis racket and smacks it into the door. Go ahead and roll me a ranged attack or ranged spell attack.
Quick enunciation. Do I see this occurring?
There is not a person here who doesn't.
Making sure. Continue.
Yep.
Well, actually, there is a person here who doesn't see it, but that's because he's upstairs.
Right. What I mean when I say here, I mean in the cathedral.
That's a 19.
Okay. You hit it square at the lock, and the energy ball presses against it and then bursts through, taking the lock with it. You hear ting, 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 ting in the background, and the door just kind of swings a little bit open.
Can I just tap it open to see what all I see?
You take the curved edge of one of the axe blades and pull the door open. You don't see much inside because it is pitch black. But with the light pouring in, this looks to be a hallway. You do, however, see sconces on the walls with some of them have a candle or two on them that can be lit.
Can I go grab and bring back? And I'm specifically going to take one to Corn.
Okay. Corin, she disappears into this, or he disappears into this dark hallway and comes back with a candle for you. Just with
May I?
Go ahead.
May I? If he passes me on the way back, I'm gonna tap him real quick and do healing word on him.
You don't have to touch for healing word. He just has to be within 30 feet of you.
I know.
Okay.
I thought it was 60 feet, but okay.
Or
This
it
is
might
one
be
of the
60.
things that's like,
Are you actually going to touch Arcris?
my
Where?
arm.
This is going to sound... Am I walking past Norik on the left or right? It makes a difference.
I'm even nodding it.
I hate to say it.
Left.
Arcris will pull away when he tries to touch him on the left side.
I said it, don't bite.
It's not you, I just don't like being touched on the left side, sorry. It's not my favorite. My right side's better, can't you tell?
I will remember for next time. I'm sorry. And he
Thank
will follow after you. And as he follows after, he's still going to cast the healing word, and Arcus gets 9 HP back.
Ah, the joys of a life cleric. You get so much
that's
mileage
so
out of the heals.
Nice.
All right.
And I would also like to just kind of briefly glance around at whatever the firelight might be illuminating at this time.
And by the way, you know you are at 1 HP, correct, Norik?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. In the firelight, you notice different symbols to the gods, one of them being the Numian. You see some old rotted tapestries that were hanging from the ceiling. Some of them are on the ground, some of them are being consumed in the fire as they had landed on the pews.
if I happen to see a altar to the Numian, I would like to go pray at it briefly.
There's no real altar. It's more or less there's the podium that where the speaker is, and you're just supposed to kind of pray, like kneel at the stairs at the podium and just pray to whatever god.
I hate to say it, but I kind of see Norik going up to this, like, the drawn sigil for the Numian, and just right there, right in front of it,
Yeah, that
like,
could work.
nose to wall, like, I can totally see it.
That could work.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. While you kneel in prayer, Corin and Gario, what are you doing? After
I'm trying
witnessing,
to move the podium.
you're gonna move the podium. Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Is the podium the thing
thinking
I'm
if
at right
I'm
now
going to-
investigating?
Yes. Gario, do you let this happen? Do you tell him, wait, I'm checking something?
I'm good. I'll let it.
Athletics.
Yes, athletics. Did you say the number? Because if you did, it didn't come across.
Let him say what he was going to say.
Oh, no, he's letting it happen.
I'm looking at the sigils. I'm not paying attention to you moving.
What did you roll?
2.
A what?
2.
Is
I think you said 22.
22. Okay. The podium is kind of nailed to the ground, and you push on it to see if you could, or not nailed, but fixed to the ground. You push on it to see if you can move, and instead you just hear crack as you push it over, and it just slides down the stairs.
Is there anything underneath it? Like a hole?
There's actually a small trapdoor. Not anything that someone can crawl through, but about 2 foot by 2 foot hatch.
So a halfling could crawl through it.
Possibly.
Opening the hatch.
Okay. It doesn't require much to open the hatch. It moves. You do find in there, the only thing you could see at the moment is a small metal statue.
Control flame and put a fire down by the statue before I
Control
reach down and grab it.
flame doesn't create fire. It just manipulates fire that
Torch.
you have. Did you say you had the torch? I didn't know if you gave that back to Gario.
I gave
You know
him
you
a
you have dark vision.
I walked in and gave him a candle because he kept bitching about not having the light and kept
Okay.
moving flames. I was like, here.
Arcris, as you head over this candle, you look down in the hole and you see light reflecting off a metal statue in it.
Can I investigate
Take a
it?
good look at it.
Sure, I'll allow an investigation roll.
I'm in on this
Perception
one,
it.
too.
I didn't hear what Brad said, or Gario, I didn't hear.
Brad.
No, I'm joining in on the investigation check.
Yeah, go ahead and do perception, Brad. Gario and Arcris, you can roll your investigation separate. If you want to work together, you can give one of the other advantage.
I'm gonna work by myself because nat 20 bitches.
Okay.
I can't do any better than that. I rolled a 10, so.
Okay. Arcris, you know this is a. Okay, 15. Arcris and Corin, you know that this is a statue to the goddess of smithing, and ever so rarely the goddess of festivities, Sifri. This Gario, you know that these statues are usually put in a place once it has been built, if it has been built by Sifri's followers, it's kind of an anointing thing. They don't tell the people that it's there, but they will hide a statue there, just, as with her help, we built this, glory to her.
You're debating on picking this up or not.
I mean, it's down in the hole. You can't pick it up right now.
Yeah, the hole is about 5 feet deep. There seems to be more there. The statue is all you see.
What's the floor made out of? Is it wood?
Stone.
Is it like?
I didn't hear what you said, Brad.
Does it look like it's mortared together?
Yes.
Tell me how sturdy it is.
It looks pretty damn sturdy.
Take out my long sword and start trying to pull some of the stones along the edge loose.
Okay, melee attack. How rough are you going to try and be with this?
I'm going to use a hand axe instead because I don't want to break my sword and I have 2 of those.
Okay.
I'm basically just trying to chip away little by little enough to like
Okay.
6 feet tall. So
Reflex action, stopping him.
Okay.
I mean, if someone says stop, he'll stop.
Well,
He's just like,
yeah, but I'm going to imagine Corin raises the axe and Gario grabs his wrist and just looks at him.
Are you fighting over the hole?
Only when you're around.
Okay, I'm gonna go reach in for the statue.
It is.
Well, the
5
statue's too far down.
Yeah.
I was teasing.
Oh, okay.
So
Jokes.
I'm gonna stop him.
No more jokes then.
I'm gonna stop his hand. I was like, this temple was built in honor of a goddess. I would not break it or touch it. I'm already angry enough with, once again, her axe for some reason talking. I'll figure that one out later. Magic's not my strong suit. However, definitely shouldn't be striking a church. That not an okay thing even by my standard.
valid. I'm saying that I'm looking around. Do I see any tapestries nearby?
There's a few. There's at least like one on the ground, about 10 feet of it. At this point, Jay, let's see. Wow. Okay. With a 93% chance, you do find a old hatch into the attic. Did you hear that, Jay?
Nate, can you hear us?
Yes, I heard you.
Okay. Make sure.
Is it locked?
No, it doesn't seem to be.
I will carefully open it.
All right. It takes a little bit of effort just because of the rusted hinges, but you do manage to get it open. And you see a small staircase down into a very low attic.
I'm going to prestidigitation a candle light on
Okay.
my finger and walk down.
All right. So, with a light at your fingertip, you walk into the attic. You notice a bunch of things covered in cloth. A little bit of sand has blown in from the door, but nothing too terribly crazy. You see just random knickknacks, extra cushions for pews. Give me an investigation check.
$11.
Okay. You do manage to find a crate of holy water with 2 bottles remaining. The rest are either gone or broken.
I will take that.
Okay. And besides that, you find a ladder with like one of those folding ladder / attic hatches. That with enough force you should be able to kick down.
Okay, I will try to do so.
Okay. you can either make a weapon attack, you can try a spell that moves things, or you can just try and move it yourself.
I will try prestidigitation to move the.
Okay. Yep. It takes a little bit of magical effort, but you do get it to move. Everybody inside the cathedral suddenly hears a chunk, poof, and it just echoes through the chamber you're in. It's in whatever that sound was came from inside the building.
I will get up off my knees and say I've begun sprinkling the graveyard soil behind me, and I jump over it, saying my usual prayer, and say, as death is part of life, let this journey continue the story.
Okay.
And then I will take, because I have a feeling it's likely not coming from the belfry, and it's likely not coming from anywhere in this room that we've seen so far, I will, I will walk toward the middle of the aisle and peek down where that door was roughly kicked open.
It's not the middle of the aisle. The door is, you go past where the pulpit was, up behind it, and then go left from the tub that's against the wall. So it's behind the cathedral. Or behind this, sanctuary part, whatever you want to call it.
So it's not like where you'd have like the hallway. It's back the other direction that we're hearing it?
Yes, this is the first room you would come into the church. The rest is behind it. Like, you see big front doors, but with the sand piled up under them, you have a feeling that opening them would be a bad idea. You're on the opposite of the front doors. You're in the back of the room.
Before
Okay.
Norik goes running off, I do want to take a quick look at that tapestry to see how sturdy it is, because I don't think any of us have any rope anymore.
We do.
The magical rope is still attached to the bell.
And there is the 50 feet that she was just tied up with.
Well, oh yeah, she was tied up with 50. Or he was tied up with 50 feet of rope. There's also about 30 feet of the rope that was
I'm still carrying that.
that you were holding onto, Gario.
I basically want to try and talk Norik into climbing down in the hole to see what else is down there with the statue. He said it looks like there's more down in there.
There's at least a bit of space in there. It's not just enough room for the statue.
I want to try and talk Norik into going down and looking.
So are you going to tell him anything, or are you trying to persuade him to do something?
Hi, Norik. It looks like we've got a little... that statue in. I'm curious what else is in there.
All right, and...
That looks like they'd fit.
You're saying it looks smaller than what you can fit in.
I mean...
Hey, Halfling, he's calling you short.
him petite.
He'll come over and say, look down the hole. But that noise just now, I could have been the only one that heard it, right?
No, you're hearing
Yes,
things. Nothing, no noises, nothing. Just air and breezes.
Gario, do you want to try a deception check on that one, or are you just blatantly lying?
I am blatantly being sarcastic and lying.
Okay.
I will plop my butt on the ground next to the hole and peer into it. It's like, I do not wish to fall again. If you will give me a brief minute. And he will light the sigil on the back of his hand and begin to heal himself.
Okay. So you see Norik move his the sleeve of his armor back a little bit and reveals a tattoo-looking mark on the back of his hand. It starts to glow, and as it glows, it's different from the healing that he usually provides, but it does heal all the same.
I grab Norik's arm. What is this?
It will heal me. What are you concerned about?
What's the sigil?
It's the sigil of my house.
House what?
Jarasco.
You have heard of the Jurassico halflings. They are a large family of healers that usually are out of the kingdom of Dunthar. There are a few in the Empire and very rarely some in the Fiend's Halo. They all have this mark that gives them a little bit of extra healing powers. They're the only race to be known with this mark, and nobody knows why, and nobody knows why it's so unique to them. No other mark has been heard of, no other variation of the mark.
Is the mark chaotic?
I'm not even sure what you're asking by that.
That's a question. That's a background question to the DM. Is the mark chaotic? Do I have to roll a perception check?
No, the mark has no alignment to it whatsoever. There's no real knowledge about it.
Okay, all I need to know. I snap out of it, release her arm. I apologize. Like I said, magic not really my strong suit. Those who play with it tend to worry me.
You trust magic not at all, then. You needn't worry. Most of the magic I have is just healing, mostly. That's
And
what the
necromancy
sigil
is
will
just
do.
healing for dead bodies. I will take my strong suit and knowledge. Thank you.
No, I would hope they are not dead bodies when I heal them, or it would be ineffective. Like I say, but well, a few relatives have tried their hand at necromancy once or twice. Well,
All right.
I back away. I'm gonna go towards the open door, and I'm basically gonna guard it because obviously I know there was a noise, and I'm gonna make sure that nothing's coming down the hall.
Okay. So Arcris, the way you wanted to go is now being watched by Gario. He doesn't seem to be guarding you guys to make sure you don't go in. He's obviously safeguarding against whatever that sound was.
I'm still gonna go in.
Okay. So Gario, so just kind of move past him. Just excuse me, pardon me. Oh.
I'll be back. I just gotta fix myself. And I look for another door.
Okay.
That's a very weird thing to say, but all right.
Would you like to roll a perception check, Gario?
No, he wouldn't want to know.
Okay. As the DM, I'm still going to screw with you anyway. What's your passive perception?
Way too damn high. 16.
All right. As a very suspicious person, you can't help but give Arcris a once-over as they walk by. You notice the same assets that Norik noticed about Arcris.
Guy works out too much. Weird bulges.
Is that kind of a mind's window, or did you say that?
No, it's like literally like under my breath saying it. I'm still playing off the whole 11 intelligence thing.
Okay. So, Arcris, you just hear as Gario walks by something about bulges, and it's not a word you want to hear, especially when someone's staring at your backside.
I actually stop at this point. Arcris stops. And I turn around. Excuse you?
Nothing. I was saying you must work out a lot because you've got a lot of muscles in places. You've got really strong muscles, is what I was saying. So bulges. I was just noticing.
Arcris, do you want to take a moment and just kind of look yourself over or notice yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You look down and you notice your armor has kind of shifted. The top of your shirt that you had under it has come undone, and to those that pay attention, they can see you have cleavage.
Oh. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Excuse me. And I'm going to completely just walk away, find a door. Still, so I can fix myself.
That's a shame, isn't it? Oh boy, that's something I'm clipping later. So Arcris, do you just the first door you see?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a door on your left. You try it, it opens. You walk in, close it behind you. There's no light in here whatsoever. But at the same time, you can't be seen.
I adjust myself as quickly as possible.
Okay, in the dark, you just kind of fumble the shirt, get it tightened, work on a few of the buckles in your armor to cover up, and about 40 seconds go by and you're decent again.
I start putting.
And you put your hair up? Yeah.
Yep, and I walk out.
Okay.
Wait. I have that candle with me.
Okay, one second, I'm going to send you a question.
Do 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 do.
Acting, see if I may, Hazen, I would like to, if I notice that the rope is still tied to the bell, I want to tell it to release and recoil and come back to me.
Also, now that I'm in the dark, I'm going to go ahead and light my lantern.
At least one of our characters was smart enough to bring a lantern.
Alright, you light your lantern. Arcris walks back out, Gario. His hair is up, everything is fixed. He looks much more masculine again.
That was a very weird transformation, and I don't want to know what's going on, but now you look less muscly, and I'm kind of confused.
It's not less muscly, you just can't see chest.
That's a very unkind word. We call it cross-dressing. And I just kind of happen to not take mine off.
I walk through the door.
You gotta let me know if you're rolling something.
I'm rolling my brain.
Insight, perhaps.
No, this is just his mind. So he's cross-dressing.
She is cross-dressing to be a he, is what you were told.
Okay.
Mulan.
I immediately stop, question absolutely nothing. Good, you're male, got it, and just at this point just turn around and go the other direction towards the other door.
Okay.
At this point, I kind of look over to my ex and I'm like, I'm not really trying to freak him out, but I think I'm doing the exact opposite.
Treasure.
I look for another door.
As the axe promises you treasure, you take off, look for another door. Jay, as you light your lantern, you seem to be on the second floor. As you look around, this is where acolytes and priests and everything would sleep, and you see a staircase going down. You hear down that hallway someone is opening and closing doors, and you hear murmured voices. You can't make out what's being said.
Can I do a investigation to see if there's anything else around on this?
Yep.
$19.
Okay. Nothing really of import. You find some robes that seem to be intact. A few prayer books. But other than that, nothing of value except 5 gold coins.
How many books?
You find about 3 intact prayer books. And there's at least a full set of robes if you would like to take them.
and then I'll just continue on.
Okay.
I'm not taking the robes, I am taking the book.
Okay. So the robes are left, the books are left. You hear another door slam, this time closer to you, in the hall down the stairs.
That was the book. I did take the book, so.
Yeah, I heard. Alright, so, are you going to continue investigating up there? Are you going to go down the stairs, investigating the slamming sound?
Down the stairs.
Okay, you go down the stairs, and you see the door that was disturbed. There is obviously sand moved out of the way. It's not closed whatsoever. It just slammed from where it hit the wall. And, Arcris, have you grabbed anything for light yet? Or are you just fumbling in the dark?
I said I had a candle. Remember? I found
you
two
said-
candles, gave one to...
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had two. I thought you grabbed one just to take to Corin. Okay, so no.
No, I have no dark vision. I'm going to grab
Yep.
some light, and I don't want to waste my torch right now, so...
Alright, illuminated by candlelight, you see Arcris looking around inside the cathedral.
I found a safe way down.
We didn't.
Would
Well,
they
if you
be
want to go
very
back up
cautious?
this way.
I heard nothing. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jay.
I could...
If you need to, if you all want to get out, you can come up this way. I dug a way to.
I will be up there once I'm done looking for what I'm looking for. Thank you. And I continue my search.
Alright, and with that, we are going to take about a 10-minute break. So, we shall be back with the investigation of the church and a possible way to see if the fountain can be reached. Until then, we shall see you soon. All right, we're back. Where we had left off, there are two characters down a hallway in a room lit by candlelight. There is one who had just walked away from the hallway back to where the other two are. So, Gario, Corin, and Norik, what are you doing in the main chamber?
I was actually
What about
walking
the
to
door
the
down there?
second door.
You were walking over to the other door, alright.
Correct.
I'm trying to convince Norik to tie a rope around his waist and go in the hole.
It looks like it's only 5 foot down. That shouldn't be that bad a jump. I shouldn't need a rope.
Yes, but I want to be ready to yank you back out of the hole in case there's something not friendly in there.
Oh, all right then. And say he'll get out his normal hempen rope, tie it around his waist, and throw the other end to Corin. I trust you to hold on to it this time. And he gives him just kind of like a cheeky grin.
I'm gonna yell from across. Can I hear them from the second door? Can I actually see them and?
Can you see who from the second door?
Those two trying to get down the.
Difficulties. That is why I asked for a moment. So, what was said was that Arcris and Jay were currently in a room lit up by candlelight. Norik, Gario, and Corin are in the same room. Gario is going to that other door, and Corin and Norik are examining the hole still.
Yes.
And I just tied what was my 50 foot of regular rope around my waist and handed the other end to Corin.
Okay.
And then I said, "Can I hear those two from the?"
Yes, you could see them. You haven't opened the door yet, but from the doorway you can easily see what they're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna yell at them. So once again, I don't know what kind of people just randomly decide it's okay to jump into another person's house, let alone another goddess's. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but usually asking for permission to enter is probably a good thing to do, or at least put an offering down there first. I don't know anything smart.
Well, I have no intention of taking the statue, if that's what you're asking. But, like, say, what did he call it again? That horn that the tavern owner wanted, it might be down there. Like, we could at least see if it's down there, but I don't need to go down the hole to do that. And he's going to cast Sigam Tekted, which is detect magic backwards.
Okay. So you cast Detect Magic. Are you just looking down into the hole, or are you climbing into the hole and casting it? I'm sorry.
I'm casting it from I'm looking down the hole. I'm still at the top.
All right. So you don't really detect any real magic. You detect faint, very, very, very faint divine presence. Just basically, this place used to be a place of great worship, and over time, it is fading away.
So it's more like I detect that it's holy?
Just basically, yeah, that this place was sanctified at some point to protect against any attacks from, say, fiends or beings of the like. It's hallowed ground.
But can you still cast light?
Absolutely.
A gold coin. Would you mind?
I will tap my finger to it and it'll turn my face away so it doesn't blind me as I do.
And into the hole.
You said you point the light into the hole?
I'm flipping the coin so it falls in the hole.
Okay. It falls into the hole, just dink, 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 and lights it up. It glints off the statue a little bit, but you see there's a bit more space that has been carved out under the floor behind the statue.
I want to know what's in that space. I don't fit in the hole, so I'll offering, I yell over to Gary. I yell over to Gary.
Do you literally just go, "Oi, Gary," to that other elf?
There's the offering.
Sure, why not? That one offer the gold coin to the goddess of buildings and blacksmithing. Just one gold coin. Sure, I'll wait over here.
I say as I scoot to the edge of the hole, I'm dangling my feet in, and he's just going to speak to, like, he's just going to act like he's speaking to the statue. And I'm going to say, I promise we're not here to pilfer. I'm not here to pilfer. We just simply wish to see if there's anything down here.
So you cover your own ass with the goddess, letting them know that at least you're not going to do wrong.
I'm a cleric. What else am I to do?
Bless everyone. But, and then do you take the leap?
I'd say I'll look back to Corin before I do so he knows that at least, hey, hang on to this thing.
Arm.
And with that, I will lower myself into the hole.
All right. As Norik lowers himself into the hole, picks up the coin so that he can see around him and examines the area, we go over to Arcus and Jay, who are examining a room by candlelight. Jay just walking in upon discovering Arcus and letting them know he has found a way out of this cathedral back up top to the surface.
Remember, I have a lamp.
Yep. So it's candlelight and then a lamp.
Can I make an intelligence check to see where the fountain would be?
Like what direction?
Yep.
Okay, you can. Arcus, in the room as the lamplight comes in, you see a small square, it's a box about 2 feet wide, about 8 inches deep, and it has 2 locks on it.
13.
You're pretty sure that if you were to continue going down the hall and go straight that way, it would go straight to the fountain.
Could you, I'm sorry, repeat to me exactly what it was so I can write it down? And could I try opening in it?
Okay, it is a locked box with 2 separate locks, about 2 feet wide, about 8 inches deep. It is made of very dark iron. It seems it's a little rusted surface-wise, but that could be buffed out. And the locks seem to be decently high grade. Not anything unbreakable, though, but just the condition-wise, they seem to be intact.
Can I investigate or insight, whatever you would, and try to see if I can get a price range?
You can investigate it. As you do investigate it, you pass your hands over the locks, and they're not locked.
Can I open it?
Yep. You open it up, and you see a note written in Elven. Do you read this language?
I know Elvish.
Okay.
Ah.
The note says, Dimitri, my boy, the gods and goddesses are full of mercy and forgiveness and patience. Mine is wearing thin. Do not lose these keys again, and stop leaving the offering box unlocked. There are 2 sets of keys on a ring sitting on top of a pile of silver, a few coppers, and a few gold pieces. The box is just about filled.
Can you tell me exactly how much of each? Because I'm going to take it and take the keys.
Right box of coins, and I will get you the amounts after.
Okay, is it a different box from the locked box? Or is
Uh,
it still, this is the coins in the lockbox?
Yeah, this is the coins in the lockbox, and now you have the keys
Okay,
to the
already
lockbox, so
written
you
down.
can lock it as
I
you take
locked
it.
it.
Okay, so you take
I
the
lock
keys
it,
out,
put it
you
in my bag.
you lock it, you try it. The locks don't budge. It's a little heavy, but it fits in your bag. You do jingle when you walk now.
I look happy. I look pleased. Do I see anything else of possible interest at this point? I think I found my item I was looking for in this jump.
You after you lift the box and look back, there is another note.
Takes note. What's this one say?
It says, Father Milbroom, I understand your concerns. However, as the one that gets you, and in quotation marks, the word vision is there, I would take care as to what you say. Remember, it is taped under one of the offering plates. Get it before next sermon.
Can I pull out the offering plate and flip it over?
You have a stack of 4, and you flip over the first one, nothing. You flip over the second one, nothing. You get to the third, there is a small package that is on the bottom of the plate.
How did I not notice this before? And I just, oh wait, it's because I can't see. And just opens.
Okay, you open the package and you get a smaller, little glass vial. It is filled with a purplish, almost like purple and brown powder that is corked, and then the cork is kept in place by a leather band from top to bottom. And on the band is written Vision.
Okay, so this is a glass vial filled with purple and brown powder that is covered in leather. This doesn't sound bad.
That was wrapped up in another package and attached to the bottom of a plate.
I have an idea what this might be, and I don't think I like it. Can I investigate?
Sure, you can.
Or history to see if I know of this?
You could try. Jay, you're also welcome to try if you like, with you being in this room. Because
Above table, but congratulations, you're now a drug peddler.
You said history?
You could do history. You especially could do investigation, Jay.
Five. I don't.
You see the word vision. You're not exactly sure how old this stuff is, but you know that vision is a dangerous controlled substance. It's not something you really had to deal with. Junthar doesn't have a problem with it. Oh, there's a tack on my floor. I almost stepped on it. But you know that it is a drug of some sort.
Okay, do I know anything of it?
What did you roll?
Dirty 20.
Yes, you know what vision is. Some people in the Kotaran Empire use it to try to illuminate better ideas or just try to work a little bit harder. It is a drug that alters the way you perceive things, but it has some nasty side effects, especially with prolonged use.
Adderall?
So
That's what I was thinking.
You also know this drug's expensive.
let me ask this. Oh no. So I know what this is. I know
Yes.
what it does.
You know, it's
Does
an
it
old
make
dose.
hallucination, or does it make you see things that may or may not be there, like through a different sense, or
It's-
is it just like a? Because all I'm getting is it's a hallucinatory thing.
The people who peddle it, the people who are against it say it's simply a hallucinatory and it's not worth taking. The people who peddle it, however, say that it reveals things that usually are unable to be seen. And yes, there could be hallucinations, but that's if you continuously take large doses. And they tell you that the side effect that comes from it isn't really something to worry about. Just wear a pair of glasses or an eye patch and nobody will be able to tell.
Will it fit in the locked box?
It could fit in a pocket. Like even like a shirt pocket. It is a very small vial.
Oh, I get that. Will it fit in the locked box?
The vial?
Like, do I have the room for it to safely sit in there? And
Safely, no, because of all the change. Moving around, rattling around, and hard iron walls.
I'll just put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'll just. I literally, dude. I literally pinch my forehead and just fuck it, pocket.
So Jay, you see this archaeologist pocket this dangerous controlled substance that's well over a century old.
I'm not an alchemist, but you know, you do you. As I continue to go look for a door in the direction I think we need to go.
Do you actually say that out loud, though?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I talk back real quick before you move on, Hazen?
Oh, go ahead, respond to him.
I'm not an alchemist either, but I am a merchant, and getting my hands under to support my family is what I need to do. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but to the right person.
I mean, you do you.
I always do. And I walk away.
Okay. Jay, as you go into the hallway, you see an open door at the end, and there is light coming from it, and you hear voices. And you can identify these voices as the rest of the group.
Sorry. I'm getting technical difficulties.
Okay. Better?
It sounds like it. What were you saying?
I said, you go back into the hallway, you look at the other end from where you came, you see an open door, there is some lights, you smell acrid smoke, like wood is burning, a lot of wood. And you hear the voices of the rest of the group.
I'm not going to question anything. I'll do an investigation to see if I can find a door out to maybe in the floor or something that went directly to the...
Okay, do you step out of the hallway into that main room?
Yes.
Okay. You see the main doors of the cathedral. You also see all the stained glass windows, and you notice sand is all the way up to them. And you notice sand coming out from underneath the main doors. So that would be the way to the fountain, but it is buried. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
So I'm looking for like a basement now.
Yeah.
6.
You're looking for a basement, but you happen to notice Corin staring into a hole, and your curiosity over what could be so interesting gets the better of you. You happen to look in, you see Norik at the base, and you see, or at the bottom, and you see a small statue to the goddess Sifri. And you notice towards the fountain is where the hole seems to continue under the floor. Norik, as you get down there and you use the coin as light, you do see a small door. Definitely a crawl space door, meant for someone about your size, maybe a gnome. It seems to be going towards the front door. There is something written on it. Do you read Gnomish?
I do not.
You do not know what it says.
Do I at least know that it's gnomish?
I think Gnomish and Halfling uses the same script, doesn't it?
Got
do
me?
not
I
know.
have no idea.
So for right now, just to be safe, I'm going to say no.
Okay. As I'm looking with the coin, I'll come up to the statue and pat it lightly and say, "Thank you, my lady, for the lovely building. Please do not allow it to fall any more around us." And Sin goes past it, sees the door, and then he'll cry back up to Corin. Corin, there's a door. It's still about my size. It's. You can say he'll like look around and try to orient himself to maybe because he just came from upstairs, he's trying to orient himself with what it looks like from upstairs. It's like, it looks like the door leads back kind of toward where the hallway is.
No, opposite direction. It leads towards the front of the building.
That way, then.
I will pass that on to the rest of the group.
Gnomish is based on Dwarvish.
Okay. So yeah.
Halfling's based on Common.
Okay, so unless you know Dwarvish, you wouldn't be able to really recognize the script at all.
Nope, I would not.
Then no, you're
Not
not
this
sure.
time. There's some kind of script on the door. I can't quite read it. Actually, knowing that, if he has a piece of charcoal and maybe some paper, so he'd try to make a rub of what's on the door if it's able to be copied somehow.
Do you have charcoal and paper?
I'm a scholar. I keep books. I would imagine I'd probably at least keep something to write in because I have a journal.
Check your items just to see.
I have charcoal up here.
Yeah.
I mean, we did just burn a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
I do have ink. I do have ink and parchment.
Okay. Arcris, while all of this is going on, now that you've collected your treasure and something as a little bit of a bonus, what would you like to do, real quick, since you're the only one away from the group?
Were there any more doors in this hallway?
There was a doorway. There's stairs up, but as you lift the candle to try and see, the doors are already open. And Jay did just come from that direction.
Okay, what about the other locked door that was on the other side of the pulpit?
Okay, so you come back out, you see Corin and Jay looking down into a hole. You hear Norik calling up from below, so Norik has obviously gone down in there. And you see Gario at the other door, about to try it.
I just walked over to Dario casually, just see if he's going to open the door.
Okay. Gario, when you try the door, it is also locked.
Lockpicking.
Okay. Do you have lockpicks?
I have a lockpick.
Okay. Go ahead and... are you proficient with lockpicks?
I mean, I'm proficient in thieves' tools.
Yes, that would be that.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yep. Okay, so roll me a sleight of hand check and then add double your proficiency bonus, I believe.
So +8. 16.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of time. This church, now that you know it was built by Siegfried, you understand why the locks are so good. But after a minute or so, and you undo the lock.
I push it open very, very slowly.
Okay. You open it and you're just met with a stale breeze as air flows into the now open chamber, but not much else but darkness. I'm guessing you also make the lockpicks disappear into your robes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I push my candle forward for us to have light because I am non-seeing Babu, and I looked at him. I'm like, I should just asked you for help earlier. Neat.
I'm gonna, since she's got the candle lit, I'm gonna close one of my eyes.
Okay. It's not blinding or anything like that. It actually offers more light. You could see it leads to you see a door which probably leads to the little entryway to the baptismal, and then you see stairs going down.
So okay, first and foremost, I'm closing my eyes so that if the light goes out, I'm doing the eye patch thing. If the light goes out, I can open up the sides.
And it's still adjusted.
There you go.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm going. So first and foremost, is he fall?
Who's taking point?
Considering Candle Lady can't see a damn thing, I'd put her in front.
I goes in front.
Okay.
I go.
Arcris, you lead the way down the stairs, and you and Gario disappear into the darkness. Norik, what are you going to do?
Since I've got pen and parchment, I would like to see if I can replicate what it says on the door.
Okay.
And then
it takes you about a minute, but you can make a rubbing.
And then I want to take that back to the hall, and I'm going to wave the parchment up at Corin. It's like, I can't read this. Do you have any idea what it says? And say he'll give it like hit the rope just a quick tug, just to have him pull him back up a little bit.
I'll pull him out.
Okay. You pull Norik up, and you pull him up and bring him to level with you guys. He has the rubbing in hand.
I found this on the door. I didn't even try to see if the door was able to be opened. It seemed almost, well, I wouldn't say sacrilegious, but if I can't understand what this says, it's probably not best not to go through it without knowing first. Can you read it? Thanks, and he'll hold it up to Corin.
Nope. What about you, Jay?
Put it here on the ground. And I take 10 minutes to cast Richly Comprehend Language.
Okay, so while you're going to do that, we're going to switch back to Arcris and Gario for a little bit then. You guys make it down to... It's about a flight of stairs, and you make it to the basement. There are pieces of furniture that are covered. There's a box full of acolyte robes that have, besides from dust and a little bit of decay from time, have not been overly touched. There's a few large casks of sacramental wine and a bookcase full of old dusty books.
Perception check, looking at the books for history.
Okay.
Uh, 19.
Okay. You look at the different books, running your hand on them. You pull one out, and you notice that there's nothing behind the bookcase.
Fake bookcase. I say that out loud.
Okay.
I just walk over. So, all right, want to move it?
I kind of look over and I look at the bookcase. I just punch it. Just straight out deck it.
So I'm guessing you're like trying to punch one of the middle shelves to see if it'll collapse.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack.
Uh, 19 plus what would be deck?
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
I was about to roll a d20.
No. D4. You roll the small die.
I am awake. Two, and then does that do
2 plus your dexterity modifier.
right? 6 altogether.
Okay. You punch the shelf. It kind of splinters and cracks, but doesn't full on break.
Bonus action. bonus action to strike again.
Okay, go ahead and do your bonus action attack.
That would be a 8.
You go to punch it and you just put your hand in a bunch of splinters. It doesn't do any real damage, but it prevents you from doing any damage to it. As you just kind of instinctively pull back before you skewer your hand.
I take my axe out at this point and just go down the shelves to make
Okay.
it like an opening.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack. A melee attack. I mean, it's still technically a spell attack because Hexblade. You roll with your charisma, same as you would if you were doing...
80-20.
Oh yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Max damage for 12.
Nice.
You just take one swipe at this bookcase and you just down the shelves. They collapse in and just kind of the sides go in. So you just take one and push it over and the rest just into a pile to the side.
I then just flip my axe back.
Show off. And I walk through.
Says the one who tried to punch it.
I just cockily smile and walk in.
Okay. You notice in a pail on a table immediately a pan, like a long pan about 3 inches tall, more of that powder. And you notice different alchemy setups beside it. Very old. Most of the tools are unusable. And then there are barrels and boxes and stuff. You both do.
Rolling medicine.
Okay.
How much of this stuff's there?
Quite a bit. You also know that contact highs are a thing, being close to it.
19.
Gario.
Okay, Gario.
I say we get out.
Yeah, Gario, do you know this is the drug called Vision?
I immediately...
Go ahead.
I immediately just...
Okay. You also know that it is a flammable substance.
I think we should go. I think we should go and not be here. There's a lot of this stuff here. I don't need to try to sell. No. This is risky. This is bad. This is a bad business choice, and I'm not doing it. You can stay here if you want.
Okay.
Question. With the 19... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, with a 19 in medicine, how can I survive down here in the environment as it is without any repercussions?
Besides possibly being afflicted by this stuff after a while, as long as you keep like something over your mouth, like one hand occupying it to do so, you should be fine for a few moments. But staying in here will prolong it and eventually affect you.
Copy. I want to do... I think I don't know if it would be perception or investigation, but I am looking for either signs of activity or looking for a chemical concoction.
Okay. Arcris, are you already stepping out?
He didn't answer me, and he's just going on. I'm just sitting here like, oh, what do? Do I? I just kind of reach back into my pack, and can I pull out one of the clothes that I wrapped Norik in and just...
You never collected those.
Shit, I forgot about that. I was supposed to do that earlier. Oh, no! Oh, what? Can I just do this?
Yeah,
No!
you could take a corner
I'm
of the
screwed.
cloth and do this. Just cover your mouth. It'll leave... One hand will be considered occupied.
I can't do that. I can't do that because I have a shield in one, and then I my other hand.
You could do the shield in one,
like
but you won't be
this.
able to block yourself really with the shield.
Oh.
So your AC will be whatever it is now -2.
Do I see any like particles flying currently? I know that's like a lot.
It's
to
hard
ask.
to really tell in the candlelight.
And this is playing. I don't know that. I don't know
You
that.
do.
Maybe. Do
You
I?
do. You weren't worried with the other one because it was sealed.
I bet. I back.
Okay. As you back, your foot sinks a bit on one of the stone slabs, and the alchemical equipment starts to get up and move. And they sprout little arms, little legs, and immediately go on the attack. I need you two exclusively to roll initiative.
I looked at my axe while doing this. You can't eat that, can you?
By the way, Arcris, if one hand is covering your nose and the other one's holding the candle, both hands are considered occupied for you.
Currently, I am not covering my face because
Okay.
I thought I was getting out. So if
Okay.
I'm not getting out, I don't think I get that chance to cover my face, correct?
No, that's fine. I will say that the shield hand is the one holding the candle, so you're allowed to have your axe. I'll be nice enough to do that.
Wait. Okay, so I'm right. I can't cover my face because I have to have my axe in one hand and I have the candle in the other. I'm not dropping the candle. This is flammable shit. I'm screwed. Yeah. I'm totally breathing this shit.
You have a little bit of time before it affects you.
Doing drugs today, boys?
All right. Okay. And okay. Wow. Yeah. Stop it. That's not good, but better. What were your initiative rolls?
18.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay, so what's that plus your dex modifier?
Right, 26.
Okay.
Pardon me, 24.
Okay. I formatted this wrong, but it's too late. No, not that. All right, Gario, you are going first.
Yay! I don't know if it's called a half action or whatever you want to call it.
Bonus action.
Are we actually fighting glass?
Part is glass, part are metal. It's just small items. There are 3 that you can see. 1 is glass, the other 2 are made of metal.
Copy. I am not going to attack. I'm going to try and grapple the glass beaker.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Six.
The glass beaker, as you go to grab it, it like grabs your finger and twists it in a way that's extremely painful. Like not enough to do damage, but enough that you like pull back and don't try and grab it any longer. It rolled a 22. It has a 2 strength. Or a +2 to strength, I should say.
It is stronger than
We found Gario's proof stick.
So, that's your action to do that check. Is there anything you want to do with your bonus action?
If I remember correctly, I'm not allowed doing my bonus action as a strike if I don't strike first, right?
Correct.
That's what I thought. Let me do a perception check. I'm trying to a bonus action perception. I want to see if there's anything. Or can I use a perception check for as a bonus action?
You can't. It would have to be your action.
Okay, never mind. I'm going to backstep out of the room. I'm gonna like kind of backstep behind the giant beefy thing with the axe.
All right.
You keep calling me beefy, and I'm really not that beefy. I look fantastic, but my muscles are shit.
They're glamour muscles.
All I know is that you are in a heck of a lot more armor than I am, wielding apparently some stupid giant axe.
This is true. So there's 3 of them then?
Yes, and it is your turn.
Okay. So I will.
I will say one is within 5 feet of you, the other 2 are within 10. For the sake of like whatever you're planning.
So I have one literally right in front of me.
It's not in combat with you, so you can move away from it. I'm just saying that one is one of the metal ones.
I will use my Hexblade's Curse. So I have my axe out, and I will use that and try to hit the one in front of me.
Okay, so the
one in front of me.
So you basically just take your axe and you notice this little thing. It's not huge. It's about up to half your calf. So you just kind of point the axe blade over it, and it just.
Actually, but
go ahead.
May I free action something before that?
What's that?
Can I try to talk to it to see if it's knowledgeable? If it has some sort of intelligence?
You can attempt.
Is it sentient?
You can attempt diplomacy.
I'm not going to hurt you unless you hurt me first, but can we talk this out? Make some business? I'm not gonna...
Guard mode activated. Destroy the narcs.
Got it. Yeah, that was totally a 19 to hit.
Okay, that's a crit.
Yep.
For you. With your Hexblade Curse, so go ahead. Always gotta love the Hexblade Curse crit.
Okay, sorry, I was rereading something and I was reading the wrong thing, because I'm great. Do you want me to just double the damage or roll the dice twice?
What is it that we always used to do? Which one do we do? Double the dice?
I doubled the dice with Tora and you guys hated me.
We'll double the dice. So just roll the dice a couple more times.
One of my both of my 2 favorite dice is current.
Sweet.
But the modifier does not double, correct?
Correct. So the plus whatever stays the same. You don't double the Hexblade Curse damage either.
It doesn't.
I think you get a +2 for Hexblade Curse damage. I could be wrong. It could just be.
It's a +2 to yeah, no, you're right. So it's 16.
Oh, okay. You just absolutely cleave right through it. Just like with the snake, you go a little too far because you're not expecting things to just fall to this axe so well. But you completely and totally cleave it, and it falls into 2 pieces. It stops trying anything. You do regain the hit points as well.
I didn't need them, but I look to the other 2. We can talk. Don't have to be in guard mode. I promise.
Guard mode initiated.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do this. You know how to fight, right? And I look to Gario for this.
What are you looking at me for? You're the one who beat in the thing. They're beakers. Come on, what about the axe?
One
for once, for something right.
As you're arguing, one runs up to Arcris. Guard mode initiated. I'm guessing a 10, a whopping mighty 10, does not penetrate your armor.
No.
This thing just takes its little magic hand and punches against your thigh, and you almost notice it. The other one is going to walk to the side and flank you to try and get in some damage. Nope. Yep, I'll use a different die. That way I could be disappointed by 2 things. Nope.
Make it 3. I'm still here.
No. But no, the other one, even with advantage, doesn't hit your armor. So these things are just punching your leg. And you're just like, wait, these were a threat?
These things are kind of cute if you think about it. Think I could sell the parts?
It is your turn, Gario.
Anything's worth a shot, I guess. What ones are alive right now?
There's one glass one on her left leg, his left leg. There's one metal one on her right leg. His left. Damn it.
I made him do it.
Hi, my name is Arcris. I am a human male.
I know.
How are you today?
These are not the drones you are looking for.
It's your
This
fault.
one might be, but not this one.
I'm just gonna punt that glass one as hard as I can.
Okay, go ahead and roll a melee attack.
Uh, 11.
11 does hit.
Okay. A whopping 7 damage.
Okay. You punch the, you said you were going for the beaker?
Yes, but punting.
Yeah. You kick it, and it does some damage. It kicks off the neck of it, but it still seems to be standing a bit.
Bonus action!
All right.
Heal drop.
Bonus action what?
Heal drop. So basically, I punted it, failed, and I'm bringing my heal down.
Yes, as I told you that the neck broke in this exposed glass. Okay.
Go ahead and try. I have an 18 AC.
18 AC doesn't matter if you're the one damaging yourself.
12.
A 12 does hit.
6 damage.
Okay, you bring your heel down, not on the part that is broken glass, but on the side of the beaker. And you do manage to shatter it with very minimal stuff sticking to you. And it just, anything that's left falls over.
There, I did something for once.
All right, Arcris, it is your turn.
Hooray!
So, are they both still up? I'm sorry, I was...
No, the
Doing
beaker has
something
been shattered.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm gonna look to the other one. Your turn.
Arcris is a little too excited about combat.
I know... he's a dude. Come on. He spends all of his time traveling. Let him fight a little bit. Jerk. Judging
Yeah.
my boy.
I'm the jerk. I'm not the one breaking into other people's drug operations.
You shouldn't be doing a drug operation anyway.
I'm the DM. I can do what I want. That's literally
Yeah, true.
the job description.
True. I'm assuming since it's on my leg, it's not that far away.
5 feet. That's what it's
That's
considered.
gross. That's really gross. So that is a 13.
13 does hit.
Nine.
All right. You hit it with the axe. You're expecting it to go all the way through again, so you don't put as much power in. As a result, it's still kind of standing. It doesn't look great, but it's there.
You said it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
I'm checking something real quick.
You're good.
I'm good. I'm good for now.
Okay. So it is this beaker's turn, or no, this little metal, we'll say it's a cup's turn. It is filled with a strange green liquid. Yeah, I'm still guessing that a 12 does not hit your RC. What? AC,
no,
Arcris.
My AC, nah.
This game brought to you by RC Cola.
This game brought to you by
I
your
was about to
neighborly
say it's
human.
like RC cars, maybe. Someone's gonna get a remote control car this game, that'd be fantastic.
Yep, so it tries to shoot a little ball of liquid at you, but you dodge out of the way, no problem. It is Gario's turn again.
Can I get, without using my action, can I try and see what the liquid is inside?
You would have to take an action to try and identify it with either a medicine check or... that's about it.
We gonna punt it across the room then, boys.
Yeah. Things can be identified when they're dead.
19 to hit.
Yep.
Full damage, a whopping 8.
You destroy it. You take the little cup and, as if it were a small can, crush it into a disc.
Yay! So what's the green liquid?
As it lands on the floor, it starts to kind of dissolve the floor a little bit before neutralizing. It's an acid, but it's an 100-year-old acid.
Oh my.
All right.
Are any of the parts recoverable and or worth anything? And I will roll an investigation if you'd
You
like,
don't really
or an
have
arcana.
to. You don't really have to. With them being destroyed, the magic is gone, and they're not worth anything. Although,
I just
Arcris, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
There's a reason I was kicking.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a negative modifier if I would have kicked. So there was no point in me doing anything like that.
I thought you were about to say your con was a negative modifier. I'm like, how are you still alive?
Oh, I'm not.
That's like a Dark Souls D&D game. Negative con.
Hey, at least I have a little more wisdom than my other characters.
Yeah.
In
That
this
doesn't
one.
tell me what your con save is.
Other than Talia. I said it was 12. You didn't listen.
You just manage, as you feel the stuff starting to creep into your lungs, to cough it out. Just barely. You think it's a good idea to leave the room.
Yeah, I instantly cover my mouth. Like, probably start hacking, covering my mouth and leaving.
Yep. Norik, Corin, and Jay. While these two have been gone for a little while, you've been waiting for Jay to finish the spell. The spell is cast and the words are able to be read. Jay, you read them, and then the sound of clicking can be heard. And we will end it there.
Yay! Wow.
Bloody cliffhangers.
Yep.
Woo!
So, with that being said, Arcris and Gario are level 2.
And this is the dream team. Our
Yeah, really.
This is going to be great. I love this.
Yep. Alright, I hope everybody had fun falling to their doom through multiple floors, finding their way through attics, stealing things, busting century-old drug rings, and most importantly, forming friendships.
Is this what this calls it? Are we going to call this a friendship, Gario?
Neither of you have stabbed each other in the kidneys after finding this drug ring. I'm going to say you're friends.
Okay, no. This guy, I don't speak to him and he just comes up, what's the deal with this? What's the deal with this? What's the deal with this? Move like 2 inches away from me, boo thing. Like, squeeze me. Like, what? Okay, but we're friends. But I am the eye of a lot of his judgment.
Who judges you more than your friends?
This is true.
I guess Gario and I are special friends then, because there's some eye watching.
I wonder
So-
what
Hey,
makes.
you're the one who commented on the bulges.
So, next week we will discover what that clicking is and the wonderful things that I have planned for the rest of the party. Oh, I love when you guys split off. And then we shall see if the fountain has a recoverable magical item for the party. And then there's just the small issue of getting back to town alive. But that should be fine. So, with that, I bid everyone a wonderful night and a hopefully great start to your weekend. And we shall see you next week, Friday at 8 p.m. is the plan.
Sorry we had to change
Bye.
it. That's my fault.
No worries. Good night, everybody.